All right, everybody, welcome back. So here's an update on the parlay challenge. This is going to be now for day number 2, but let me look at the results from day 1, week 1, which was last week. I managed to hit all 5 games, all 5 scores. Everything was under the lines. So for my $10, I received full profit, $26.96. So what I was going to explain last week is how this challenge is going to work. Basically, I have my table here where I'm keeping track of the results. There is a beginning balance. There is a percent amount that I want to increase by. So beginning with 100, I want to increase by 25, which is $25, 25%, $25 to finish with 125. I actually won $26.96. So I have $126.96. What I'm going to do is take this amount, put it back over here at day 2 or week number 2. With some rounding, so 127. And now I want to increase my bankroll by 24%. That would be $30. My projection is 155. But if this goes to plan, because I won a little bit more last time, it would take me to 157. I will add the profit here and then the actual amount, and the graph will keep track of it. If this goes to plan, I can take 100 and make it into $1,000 in 14 days or 14 weeks. Once the Champions League begins, I'm going to add that in here. So there will be some weeks when there will be a double bet. Notice that my projection, my percentage, it goes down by 1% every time, but my projection keeps rising up. You can see it right here that 25% of 100 was $25, but now 24%, even though it's a smaller percentage, is a smaller percentage of a bigger number, so it's a bigger profit. This is gonna make it so that my projection, my money increases exponentially, not quite linear, not quite exponential. So I'm keeping a balance between a high bankroll and a small percentage. This is going to prevent me from losing all my money quickly if things go bad, because I will always adjust the percentage. If I lose, percent goes up. If I win, percent goes down. Not every week I'm going to win all of them. So when that happens, I'll make a decision. Do I want to keep the percent the same? Do I want to increase? Or do I want to, well, I'll never decrease if I lose. But I will see if I can increase or not. Okay, so how do I build a parlay? What is my challenge? It's really conservative. I'm not going crazy. Here I am on my website. I did pretty good last week. That's not going to be the case every single week. Let me show you what I do. So I'm switching here to my sports betting page. I'm going for soccer. I'm going for the top leagues, England Premier. I already know what I'm looking for, but let me just select all the lines so that you can see what I'm looking for. Okay. You can bet all kinds of things. I'm going for the over and unders. So I'm just selecting all 10 games, all unders, the highest under line. Okay. So there they are. They're all selected. It puts them over here on my ticket. I want to make sure that I have the parlay selection. And let's see what they look like. You have the games, and is, for example, the first one, which is Brighton versus Manchester United. Once it transfers over here to the ticket, it flips the names. So even though it shows Manchester first, it's actually Brighton who is at home. Over here, it shows correctly Brighton at home, Manchester United visiting. And here are the lines. You can bet the over or unders, 2.5, over or under 2.5, and they select, the website selects the lines. I'm picking the highest line, and I'm going for the under. The reason for that is very simple. When the game begins at 0-0, I'm winning the bet. I don't care if they score. I don't care who scores. I don't care who wins. All I care is that they do not go over my lines. So this is why I'm selecting the highest lines. So I'm not going to bet all 10. I'm going to trim it down to only 5. So I'm keeping the highest, so that 4.25 will stay. Are there any 2s? I don't see any 2s. There's a 3s here, 3 and 3. I'm going to get rid of them. There is a 3.25, 3.25, 3.25. There's 3 of them, and actually I can get rid of all 3 of them, and that would leave me with 5 games. Okay, so back to why I'm choosing it this way. Simple. When Manchester United at Brighton begins 0-0, I'm winning this bet because my line is under 3.5. So as long as the game does not go over 3.5 goals, I win the bet. So a 0-0, I win. 1-0, 1-1, even a 2-1, or even a 3-0. You add up the goals, 3-0, it's only 3 goals, it will be below 3.5. So I win. So there is room for the teams to score. Now these are the lines because they're the highest. There's the ones they are the ones that pay less, and that's why I'm building a parlay around them. You're gonna see the same teams show up again and again. Manchester City will always be there. Liverpool will always be there. They're teams that score a lot, and you will see that the lines are pretty high. Okay, you see here at 4.25, you see here at 4. So when it comes to, I'll explain what those quarters means. The halves, I think they're pretty self-explanatory. This 4, well, it's kind of the same as the 3.5. We have to keep it under 3. The difference here between the 3.5 and the 4 is that on the 4, if they score, say, 4 goals and any combination, a 4-0, a 3-1, 2-2, whatever adds up to 4, I don't lose, but I push because it's going to be exactly 4. So this one gives me a little bit more than the 3.5 because the 3.5, as soon as it goes to 4, I lose. With Liverpool Brentford at 4, I push. Push means you just get your bet back, you tie. So that's not gonna add up. Okay, so now here's the second part. I can group my parlays into all 5. So one parlay of 5 teams, and I'm just putting $1 here so that you can see the payout is 9. This is kind of like 9 to 1. For every $1 you put in, you're gonna get $9 back. This is the toughest one to win. You can see here the maximum is $3,000. So if I had $3,000, which I don't, I can win $26,000, $27,000 for this bet, but I have to bet 3,000. So you can scale it, you can bet whatever you want, but I'm going to do the following. I'm just gonna put 1 on each, and I'll take you now to the next step. So 5 parlays of 4 teams. You take the 5 teams here, and it's called teams, but we're betting games. And then you make 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, that will be one group, and then I'll show you all the different combinations. So you're betting 5 of them, $1 each to get $26.54. You can make 10 parlays of 3 teams, or you can make 10 parlays of 2 teams with the payouts. Okay, so I already calculated all the possible scenarios, and they're right here. Let's call the games or teams A, B, C, D, E. Doesn't matter which one is which. You get 1 out of 5. So you only get one grouping of 5 teams. All 5 have to win. As soon as one of them loses, you lose the entire parlay. You lose everything. So you can make 1 out of 5. You can make 5 out of 4, 10 out of 3, 10 out of 2. I made the groupings here so you can see them. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, E, A, B, D, E, so on and so forth. 10 of 3, A, B, C, A, B, D, A, B, E, A, C, D, A, C, E. All that is the different ways that you can arrange the 5 games into groupings. So Manchester United, Everton, Ipswich, that could be one group. Manchester United, Everton, Newcastle, that's a different group. Manchester United, Everton, Brentford, that's a different group. So on and so forth. So there are all these different combinations that you can make of 3, of 2, of 4, of 5. What happens with the payouts? This is where it gets interesting. Notice here that I have them if they all win. Of course, I want everybody to win. If I get one combo, I already show you, it will pay $9. So I get all $9. If I make the 5 combinations, they'll pay $26.54. You can think about $5.31 per group. You win all 5, you lose nothing, then you get the entire profit. So on and so forth, right? These are the profits that you see here, 9, 26, 29, and 15. Okay, but what happens when one of them lose? It doesn't matter which one. We'll just do A just for right now. What will happen if A loses? Well, as soon as this one loses, the entire parlay is out. So you can see here with one loss, if you only have one combination, then you lose, and you lose your dollar, because I'm only betting $1. What if one of them lose and you make groups of 4? Again, let's take A. If A loses, anything with an A, this one, this one, this one, this one, they lose. You only get one grouping that wins. So you can see here that you make 5 combos. If one of them loses, that means that only one of them wins, and then 4 of them lose. You still make money, $1.31. What about in this 10 of 3? Again, take A. So if A loses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything with an A is a loss. You lose 6 of them, you win 4 of them. And that's what I have here. You win 4, you lose 6, you still make money. Once you go into 2 of them losing, then you pretty much lose money on all of them. So the way that I build my parlays and the way that I've been building my bankroll, very slowly, very surely, is by betting the grouping that will give me the highest profit for the less risk. You can build it much, much faster if you go for the high risk. That's not my style. My style is to use the math to help me. So I'm going to build my parlays in such a way that I can get the maximum profit if I win, and also limit my losses when I lose. Again, I want all 5 to win. So if I pick this option, which is the 10 of 3, notice that that's the highest payout, $29.83. Yes, I am risking $10, so that's only 2.98 per grouping. It's like a 3-to-1. I get better odds somewhere else. What's interesting is what happens if one of them loses. I still make money in some of them, and the 10 of 3, which is this one right here, still makes good money, 5.93. If 2 of them lose, then I lose money in all of them. So playing around, I found out that the best option, at least for my play style, is always this one, the 10 of 3. It gives me, right here, it gives me enough for a team to lose, a game to lose, and maybe even a push, and still make money. So throughout this challenge, that's the bet that I'm going to make. This is the only time I'm going to explain this. So from now on, I will just show you. Now, the second thing that I have to keep in mind is that I bet enough to meet my target, $30. I have 127. I want to increase by 24%. That is $30. That's my target increase. That's not what I'm betting. That's what I want to increase, $30. So let me go back to the betting. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. This is the one that I want. 10 parlays of 3 teams. Betting $1 times 10, $10 to win 29.83. Not quite my target, $30. It's very close. So what I'm going to do is not bet $1, but I'm going to bet $1.10. That will put me slightly over $32. That's what I want. I can play with this however I want. I could just leave it at 1. 29.83 is pretty close. But I want to meet my target of $30, so I'm going to increase my bet. Notice here that I'm betting $11 to win $32.80. I'm going to go ahead and place my bet. And here are the games that I will be keeping my eye on this weekend.